We said, are we ready?
Is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of DCOM Descendants. It's great to be here today. Sure is,
We're all
Brand.
back together.
Yeah. Happy Halloween.
Sure.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone. It's Twitch's 2.
And also,
Happy New Reviews Day. Because we got some of those.
We got new reviews?
Yeah. And I'm going to start taking your frame on this, Brandon. I'm not going to read them all. Because, you know, then you save them.
Yeah, good for you. Good.
Yeah.
I love
It
that.
only took us 7 years for you to
learn.
learn.
Actually, did I read? I didn't read this one yet.
Okay, great.
From
So we do have a
Jupiter, parentheses, Gen C.
Ascending?
Jupiter Gen C. Not Gen Z. Different.
No.
Different Gen.
We don't want them.
No.
Actually, we would love
This one says Friday fun times.
Yeah.
I'm older than Dan by several years, so ancient to Brain and Aaron.
Yeah.
Throwback to the first couple of episodes. Thus, not a DCOM viewer. Also, we couldn't afford Disney Channel, but this pod keeps
fair.
me laughing, and I feel like maybe I've seen the movie in an even better way. Long-time listener to DTH and a morning person. Now a fan of the disc list. So why not add more of the game to my weekly pod listening? And I need the laughs on Fridays and through the week with the other listens. Thanks. Keep decomming it up. Let's
We
get
will.
to 300.
Let's get to
Thanks,
300.
Jupiter.
Hey, Gen
Jupiter,
C. Gen
Jupiter
C.
is helping us ascend
To
Oh,
300.
good God.
up to 300.
what we
Jupiter
needed.
ascending. Very, very excited about the possibility of getting to 300.
So we're at 172. I mean, like, I don't,
Woo!
you
It's
know,
not bad.
We're doing great.
If
we need
every-
128 more.
And if
Nailed it.
what's encouraging here is everybody who has left a review gets one person
If
to
each
leave
one
a review.
reaches one,
Just use your
clout.
friend's phone. Use your
So, like, here's what you're
we
going
don't
to
want
do.
to grow
phone,
listenership.
If
We
you
just-
left a review,
No, we don't.
and you get 2 friends to leave a review,
Right.
and then they get 2 friends
Yeah, that's
to
right.
leave a review.
then
Yeah,
we'll,
it's easy.
And it's easy.
It's like a pyramid. It's a triangle.
Yeah.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a triangle scheme. Very different.
Those are different.
Pyramid is 3-dimensional.
This is the best
With a
kind
square
of
base.
Yeah, this is the best kind of pyramid scheme because no one's losing money.
No one's losing
everybody
money.
today
Except for us, probably.
get somebody
definitely.
to leave a review. Everyone today, you can do it.
It's a blitz.
It's a blitz.
I have a sticker for that over there.
I'm hungry. It's time for the delish.
right.
It's where we
All Archie Bunker. Just calm it
I'm
down
hungry.
over there. I'm hungry. Where's my food at?
it's time for the delish, and I've been smelling the delish
Snickerdoodles!
for a while now.
Snickerdoodles!
For a while now. And I'm very excited to dive in. Aaron, what do we have today? In honor of Twitch's 2 as well also.
And as well also, yes. So today I brought snickerdoodle pancakes.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because really this is just a shout out to the housekeeper in this movie.
Snickerdoodles!
Who is making more pancakes than God
So
can
many
eat.
pancakes.
Oh my goodness.
And then also making snickerdoodles and letting us know very loudly that she made
She's possessed,
snickerdoodles.
and so
Yeah.
the way that
Snickerdoodles!
the possession works is she
Snickerdoodles!
has to scream snickerdoodles.
That's right.
So I combined both of those. We have snickerdoodle pancakes.
Duh.
Now, what is a snickerdoodle pancake? Is it just a pancake with
Cinnamon
Sugar on top?
Well, there's some cinnamon in it.
Okay.
Ooh,
And
okay.
then there is cinnamon sugar dusted on top.
Yeah.
So
double it up.
I'm gonna
Grab the one with all the
Take it-
sugar on it.
take
Yep.
Well, they all have sugar on.
No, the most on top.
I'll do 2.
No, I individually cinnamon sugared them.
I'm gonna do
But the one on
2.
top hasn't
No.
pressed the others.
No.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And then I'm going to.
I'm not messing with syrup. I'll take the small one right here. Here we go. All right.
You don't want any syrup?
No, I don't. I'm not a big syrup guy.
How do you?
Oh no, sugar.
Dude, are you having trouble opening syrup?
And it's already open. That's the thing.
That's because it probably some got
Oh, it got-
around
no,
the,
it gets-
yeah.
it's
and the ridges in there.
crystallization
Yeah.
Do a little syrup here.
That's why people like the fake syrup you squeeze
Yeah.
out of the bottle, whereas that's better syrup.
I mean,
If I was
have-
going to eat syrup, I would eat syrup that was probably that.
I mean, I have both options in my fridge, but I felt like
Brand loves a pancake.
I love a pancake.
these were made in honor of Dan. I made them fresh this morning.
Shout out.
'Cause I-
Okay.
I was like, there's no way Dan's eating a reheated pancake. So.
That's accurate. If you had told me they were reheated, I'd be like, I'll pass.
No, I made them.
Oh my gosh.
I made them this morning.
So I'm
That's
not
amazing.
like a huge pancake guy, but those are delicious.
For some reason, I've literally never thought about putting cinnamon on top of.
Can I tell you what I would?
I haven't either, but I love these.
So
Can I
good.
tell you what I would do if I was really like in the fall spirit? One of these and a pumpkin pancake.
Oh my god!
So 3 of each, with just some whipped cream and maybe some chocolate chip sprinkled, and that's a perfect breakfast. I'm just saying.
That was really good.
This is what I do. I flavor profile.
well,
Yeah, and the idea of that right now is really, really great because if you step outside,
It's 1,000
It's hell.
degrees.
it's a balmy 102.
I was getting over some illness, and I walked out to my pool to check the the pool filter basket, and I was like, man, am I dying? No, it's just hot. I thought it was my illness. It was just the fact that it was hot outside. It was just
So
really,
hot.
really, really hot outside.
And yesterday, the sky finally had enough, and it
Yeah,
was like
just opened up
We're just
on
going to
us.
open up. We're
That's
just
right.
going to drop it.
Thank goodness.
And shout out to
Gonna get down to 92 this weekend, guys. Don't worry.
shout out to
good.
my new neighbor who is so committed to watering his lawn. His sprinkler is so loud.
Heck
It's
yeah.
on every day.
Heck yeah.
Was also on during the storm last night.
Oh yeah, that's good. Well, you gotta
That lawn is watered.
make sure it's good. Hey, let's take a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk Twitches 2.
Yeah, Dan's gonna
Dan's
cover.
gonna do the synopsis.
Twitches 2, Twitches get stitches.
I'm gonna eat
They all learn
pancakes.
how
We're
to
eating
embroider.
pancakes. Your synopsis.
I got you.
Yeah.
Decome descendants.
You come.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking Twitches 2 today on the Decome Descendants. That's Twitches TOO.
And
That's
also,
right. Also,
Why? Dan, can you make heads or tails of this?
occasionally some, especially kids sequels will do this thing where they'll make it TOO instead, and it's just really just being cutesy is all it is. I mean, we get that it's to the number and it's as well or also. I don't know why this particular
I
franchise
just really
decided
thought
to
that
do
there
it.
were going to be more Twitches. I thought there was going to be like
Twitches as
another
well.
group
oh, like
of
in
Twitches.
Princess Switch, where we just keep adding Vanessa
Yes.
Hudgens.
Yeah.
Like I'm
That's
a Twitch.
fun.
I'm a Twitch too.
But this is more like this movie is Twitches as well.
As well.
You can
We
watch
could've got-
Twitches or you can watch Twitches too.
We could have had some like boy Twitches and had like so many hijinks of everyone not knowing who's who.
That's right.
Flipping
But-
and Prince and Paupering and all that stuff.
We don't get that. It's just Twitches.
Again.
Also,
Again,
we're back at it.
Twitches again.
It is
I do
written.
keep thinking about Twitches too. Twitches get stitches.
that's right. They learn to embroider. It's a fun thing that they do.
This movie
Twitches get
was
scritches. They all have to like scratch each other and they're like itchy for some
Speaking
reason.
of embroidery, does your wife want to own an embroidery machine?
I don't know. I think she likes to embroider by hand.
okay.
Well, I know someone who's selling one on the cheap if you want one.
I mean, on
Oh,
the
you
cheap,
know him personally?
as of
Pretty well?
a few
Got
$1,000.
Well,
Daniel,
a few $1,000, but compared to the
that's right.
was like
Daniel Berenson wrote this movie.
Embarrassing bears.
Directed by Stuart Gillard, starring Tia and Tamara Mowry.
Gillard.
And Wikipedia says that this movie had a budget of $26.5 million, and
Wikipedia is lying.
there's just no way.
Wikipedia is lying to you.
There's just no way. And also,
he told that to me while we were watching, and I was like,
it bothered me for the rest of
That's
the day.
like under.
which you know because you listened to that audio, so you
Oh,
would know all of our
I was
takes.
locked in.
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't know for sure
I mean,
if this
Severance
is true.
costs less than that, and Severance costs so much money.
Yeah.
And you've seen Severance. There's no way this movie cost $26.5
There's
million.
no way. There's no way.
Either that or T and Tamara each commanded a
$10 million?
$13 million salary.
Because we
each.
didn't see a uptick in quality as far as like the effects.
I think the
Might-
effects may have been slightly better. Maybe it was the TV
I
in
don't
which I was
know.
watching it on. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Instead of this TV, I don't know.
And I don't know if this is true or
TV
not.
on the floor.
You might be able to tell
Poured
me
it
with
away.
your book, Aaron, but on the internet, I saw someone say that this movie premiered on the same day as Witches of Waverly Place, the television
Oh.
program. So a big
I'm not
day
there
for
yet in the
Disney
book.
Channel.
I put a pause because I had a lot of
You
library
realized
books.
that you were
I assumed
using
you'd
a
read
lot
that
of.
book cover to cover.
No.
As much as you talked
Erin
about.
realized that she was using the book for way too many fun facts, and so she put a
I love
pause
a fun
on
fact.
it. She
I love
loves a
fun
fun fact.
No, every now and then I do this really great thing where I, either the library here in Greenville for physical copies or an online book, you can put a book on hold. And,
Put it on hold.
usually there's, a wait. So you're like, great, I want to read this book at some point. They'll notify me when it's ready. And then every once in a while, several of those holds
listen,
pop up at the
you don't
same
want it.
time.
My wife is at full freak out. She had 10 pop up at the same time 2 weeks ago.
Wow. What happened at
so
the
I put
Greenville
a pause
Library?
on Disney High because I bought that, and so I own it. I can come
Sure,
back to
you
that
can
later.
come back anytime.
Come back anytime.
So
we'll
I took a quick little
Yeah.
pause.
We'll get fun facts again soon.
Yeah, we'll
everybody. Don't
get
worry.
some more fun facts.
Don't
Don't,
worry.
worry.
Yes.
Don't worry.
All right, I'm gonna do
I
my
also
best.
figured there weren't that many Twitch's fun facts in the book, so I didn't have to read it for this movie.
I'm gonna do my best on this one. Okay.
Go for it. It's a
We-
switcheroo.
We're all gonna tag team this synopsis, which is unlike what we normally do.
Where I read it and Aaron and
we
stay
Dan have
silent.
conversations on the side.
Yeah.
We would never.
No.
Queen Miranda is a bit sketched out to start this movie. She grabs her special book and begins to walk through a tunnel of sorts, and she hears someone whispering, Miranda.
Yep.
So she bursts through a door, and then she
So far, you're doing great.
Thank you.
This tracks with everything I remember.
Yeah.
The amount of detail from the first scene tells me you don't know what the hell happened the rest of the way.
We don't.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Just wait.
I don't.
Wish you'd been here when we
I
watched
mean,
it.
I only have a working kind of understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think together, though, we'll all...
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll all get it. So she bursts through a door. She uses her magic to brick up the wall, which whatever.
Brick it up.
Brick it up. If you can get through,
Scary ghost spirits can walk through doors, but not, brick walls.
brick.
Brickus and Wallace. Done and done.
There you go. That's the magic. Cut back to the mortal realm. Alex is living with Cameron, and it's not
Which
going.
only makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's not going great. There's some arguing going on.
Just trying
There's
to learn
some-
magic.
Sometimes you get mad and you turn your sister blue, and she gives you a tail, and it's a whole thing.
I do want to ask your opinion because Brandon and I did talk about this while watching the movie. So Alex went from sleeping on her friend's couch, so living with her best friend, sleeping on the couch, to living on a spare cot in the corner of Cameron's room.
Yes.
That house doesn't have another bedroom for her?
That house is massive. The only reason she would be in there is if she just didn't want to be apart from her sister. That is the only reason.
And then they just fight the
But
whole
they
time?
don't even like each other.
I don't listen. My two boys fight about. They get mad at each other. Like Ray woke me up, Jay woke me up, blah blah blah. If you try to tell them they're sleeping in separate rooms, they immediately will be like, "No, absolutely not. I'm sleeping in the same room with my brother. No questions asked." So,
I mean, I don't know about fighting. Every time I'm around them, they're angels. So
well, I'm talking about sleeping. Like they argue about they got bunk beds. There was a huge argument over who got the top bunk. They argue about like Ray wants to sleep in.
How'd
Jay
they figure
wants to
that out,
wake
by
up.
the way?
We made a decision before we put the bunk beds in based upon what we thought was best for the personalities of our kids. And
Sure.
so we didn't give them the option. But
That didn't stop them from trying.
my parents got bunk beds at their house.
For
because
themselves, I thought you would think that they would be
you would
sleeping in
think
the same bed.
For when my
For
kids
as long as
stay,
they've been married,
you think
they
so.
decided,
Yeah.
you know how to spice up the marriage.
73-year-old woman climbing up the stairs with a knee replacement to sleep on the top bunk.
she's doing great.
Yeah,
She's doing great.
awesome.
That's what the doctor ordered.
And my dad,
The
was
doctor was like, "Hey, do
as
you happen to have
chivalrous-
bunk beds?"
Chivalrous as my dad is, he just sent her up there. He was like,
Yeah.
"You better get to stepping." No, when they bought him for my children, they argue like crazy when they go over there about who's sleeping on the top bunk because the one of mine that didn't get the top bunk at our house is like, I get to sleep at
Well, that's
here.
only fair.
That's right.
Yeah, you switch.
But
Twitches too.
Twitches too. So I'm saying that twins sleeping in
Okay,
the same
okay.
room does make a little bit of sense. But that house is massive, and she hasn't been with her twin her whole life. So your point still stands.
I
Do
do
you
love this,
think
this
that-
twin perspective, though.
Do you think that Dan? Do you think that was a Murphy bed, or do you think that it was a bed that she made Murphy?
I think
with magic.
I think it's a bed she made Murphy.
Okay.
I like the saying. I like saying that,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go with that.
Making it Murphy.
You make it Murphy.
I'll take a bed Murphy style, please.
Yes.
Make it Murphy style. Okay, so cut
You're
back
doing
to
great.
yes, thank you.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna
they're
be done
not
by
doing well.
11:30. I think.
Good thing Brian came in early.
I got a
what
solid
happens.
5 minutes left.
Okay, all right.
So Karsh and
I can make it 15.
Ileana, they show up. Different Ileana.
Different
And
Ileana.
they're gonna act like we
You're
wouldn't
gonna
notice.
sneak that by us. Get out of here.
Now, do you think we would have noticed if it wasn't what's her name from Schitt's Creek?
I would have totally not noticed.
Yeah. You said yes, you would notice?
Well, I didn't like the delivery she had. So, I mean, I don't know if I would have picked up on it as quickly as I did.
Right.
But definitely by like midway through the movie, I would have been on my phone on IMDb being like, I don't think this is the same person.
All right, fair enough. So they show up to announce that they're getting married, and they invite them both to come to the magical realm for the wedding. Now, Alex chooses not to go with them to the magical realm because she doesn't want to miss
Her first day of
her
college.
first day of college at Waverly University. So Cameron goes by herself to the magical realm, and I'm sure it's not going to be any big deal. While she is there, it doesn't take her long to meet a cute boy with eyeliner. His name is Dimitri, and she thinks that, she
Just a little bit of eyeliner.
just a little, just a skosh.
poquito eyeliner.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to
Liner
My
de
Chemical
ojos.
Romance, she's at like
He was at like an 8.
A Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco. There you go. And so
She's at a Brendan Urie.
Yeah. And so she sees this guy and she's like, well, what I know of this realm is that, if I meet someone else, they're definitely also royalty. So she assumes,
Royalty and magic.
yes, that he is a prince of sorts and that he has magic. Turns out it's just Dimitri, the kitchen servant. But he doesn't correct her. He just is like, I'm going to go along with the with what she says here. At school at the Waverly University, Alex meets Marcus, who is Cameron's ex-boyfriend, but he mistakes her as Cameron and is like, "What up, boo thing?" And
Alex immediately corrects him and she's like, oh, you think I'm Cameron. I'm Alex, right?
For sure.
no.
Or does she just go, I'm sorry.
I'm not who you-
I'm not.
What did she say?
She's like, you have the wrong person.
Yeah.
I'm not who you think I am. And he's like, sure, okay.
And
call you
no
later.
one's questioning like if she needs to get checked out.
Because
if-
she's like screaming and she's like, no,
Yeah.
you're mistaken. And I'm like, I was losing my mind watching this movie because I was like, girl, just say, I'm Alex.
yeah.
I'm out.
All you got to say is
Two
I'm
words.
Alex.
I'm Alex. Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm Alex.
And and she spends 5 minutes saying every word in the English dictionary, but I'm Alex.
Yeah.
And so he walks away being like,
He's like,
Cameron's
maybe
still
she
into
should
me.
get a CT scan. Nobody even like goes like maybe she should see a witch doctor or whatever they are. Like,
I do love that the university is Waverly,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
especially if it
shut up.
premiered on the
If it
same night
was,
as
that's interesting, isn't it? You know it is, Dan.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah.
Wizards of Waverly
Okay.
Place.
For sure.
So we
Yeah, I know
also
that.
begin to notice that there is a shadow
Yes.
who's creeping
Running
about,
around.
following people.
Attaching himself to Marcus.
Yes, attaches himself to Marcus. At some point, attaches himself to the housekeeper who we've already
Snickerdoodles.
mentioned with
Snickerdoodles.
the pancakes. And we all know why this shadow person is doing that, but I will let Aaron explain why the shadow person is possessing these people.
Yeah. So the girls have been dreaming about their dad, and apparently the door that Miranda bricked up at the beginning was like his secret door. I don't know.
It was a secret door.
It's a secret door.
So they're dreaming about it. So Cameron's drawing a picture of the door. And
It's tough, man. Consonants and vowels together. You get them together, it's a party, but it's tough sometimes.
yeah, it's even better when you don't know what's happening and you're trying to make it up as you go. And so someone is talking about it. They see the picture and they're like, "Oh, how did you know about Aaron's secret room?" And they're like, "What? I've been dreaming about this for weeks." And so Alex is pretty convinced that the shadow figure that's been following them is their dad. He is still alive and he is trying to come back from the shadow realm.
Gotta feel good about that.
Yep. And then I can't remember who. There are a lot of other people in this movie, kind of, and somebody was like, I think it's Thantos. And Alex is like, there's no way it's
There's
Thantos.
no way it's Thantos.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure
We got rid of that
we
Joker.
defeated, so nobody believes Alex.
Yeah.
Alex is like, I think it's dad.
Yeah.
She asks for a sign and he sends a star. And that clearly means it's dad
Because
because
dad
dad bought mom a star. And like not just the thing where you can name a star after
Literally,
somebody. Like
she has it in her
has a
possession.
star.
No. He just did a star registry.
No, he got her a star.
It's cute. Which she
and
just
so
keeps in her pocket.
She's like, nobody besides mom and dad have ever heard this story.
Put it in your
You know who definitely doesn't know this story? Thantos, dad's brother. So this has
right.
to be dad. We're gonna do this magic spell and bring dad back. And then Cameron's like, I don't know.
Luckily for them, the only time that this spell will really be in full effect is during a solar eclipse.
Which lasts, according to this movie, a day.
And the solar eclipse is coming.
They get so much done during the eclipse.
Yeah, the solar eclipse is coming, which is wonderful. We love that.
Yep.
And so
We love it. We love a solar eclipse.
We love a solar eclipse. And so basically the two schools of thought here are we do the magic and dad comes back, or we do the magic and, you know, if it's if we do it to the wrong person, then Thantos will be back.
Right. So they're like,
So that's bad.
yeah, it's what are we going to do?
We don't F with Thantos.
You don't F with Thantos.
You don't do that.
We don't talk about Thantos.
So turns out, in a sense, they were like both right, because Thantos is back, but also dad is there, kind of like laying motionless, blue.
Yeah, dad is there. He was trying to come back, but then they're apparently when
They're
you
in
brothers.
the absolute
apparently when you die in Twitch's world, you go to the shadow realm.
Shadow realm.
Shadow Realm.
So they were both there fighting to come back. Thantos won, so he's back. Yay. And then dad's a shadow, so he's also here.
But in
So like they
easily
do this.
the best scene of this movie, in my opinion, Patrick Fabian as Thantos gets a Robin Thomas-esque, not nearly as good, like I'm back bees scene
baby.
where he like basically snarls and chews up the scenery in this one scene where he like turns around and it's him and it's like super campy and he's playing it for all it's worth. And I do want to point out that I did enjoy that scene.
And while they very much do look like they are also twins, dad and Thantos, different people.
I
Different
thought they were
people.
played by the same person.
They
I
look
gotta be honest
so
with you.
similar.
But if you watch Better Call Saul, you know Patrick Fabian, and so you don't really like. He's great. I didn't think he was this. I never.
And if
thought he
you've
was
never
the same.
seen Better Call
Then
Saul,
you probably
they
are,
look
like, in a different
the
boat.
same
And they
person.
also, to me, also look like Kirsch too. So it's like all
Kirsch?
the all the white guys in this movie
Yeah.
are
All the white people look alike.
all looking
So I
the
guess
same.
in a sense we almost got a second Twitches
In a s-
scenario.
in a sense. Yeah, you're right. If we think about it that way,
If Aaron and Thantos are
if they were the
related.
same person, then we would have as
Yeah.
well.
If
Also.
they were, then we would have.
That's
Yes.
exactly right. But they're
If they
not.
were,
so
then
we
we
didn't.
would've.
But they still titled
what
it
you
this
need to
way
know.
anyway.
And if
So-
you're still listening, thank you.
Thank you.
So what they do?
300 is what we're looking for.
So what they do is they go, "I give you all my power." And
Well, they don't say that. It's even worse. They say to bring dad back, the spell is like, I give you everything.
everything.
And then they bring Thantos back. So
Yes.
oopsie daisy. And then to bring dad back, they again, I give you everything.
So I guess you can give everybody everything.
And Brandon and
all
I,
the time.
for a week, have been contemplating what does give you everything mean?
If you can say it more than once,
When it
you
was
didn't do
when
it.
it was the
right?
last thing in there, I immediately thought it was like just give it your all. You know what I mean? It's like that can't be the spell is give everything because you can only do that once.
Nope.
In my head, it was all right. put all these things in, stir the cauldron, give the spell, and then make sure you give it 110%. That was how I read that.
The spell is basically
That's right.
in Dan's mind.
That's
Go
right.
get him, cowboy.
You really got to cowboy up. You got to go 110%. If you don't give it your all, if you don't give it your everything, the spell will know and it will not work. That's how I'm choosing to.
I just thought it was within a couple hours they did that spell twice. I give you everything.
What do you got left?
Cool.
So, yeah.
Everything from nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing, you know?
As
And that's what $26 million will get you.
And a half. And a
20
half.
26 and a half. And so they, as
If it
a
had been
family,
27, we would have gotten two really good
Twitches,
spells.
twitches, yes.
But
Yeah.
so as a family, they
Prove
come
that-
together and they, the power of love, they throw Thantos into
power
a
of
well.
love and the power of everything.
Yes.
Right.
Thantos in a well.
Thantos.
What's that, boy?
Power of
What's that, boy? Thanos fell down a well. And then they bring Dad back fully. He's no
Yay.
longer laying there blue. He's now
He's out of the shadow realm.
that's back and better than ever. So Karsh and Ileana now have to get married.
That's important. It's a big
Yes.
part of this.
And so that's exciting. Everybody is there, including the housekeeper, including the boyfriend
Of one of the sisters.
of one of the sisters.
Yeah.
Everybody's there, which is nice. And then I guess the movie ends with them all chanting, "Go Twitches, go Twitches."
Go Twitches. Go Twitches. It's your birthday.
And that's
Go
Twitches too?
Yeah, it is.
Did we miss anything?
Nah, I think we crushed it.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll share our thoughts on it. We'll rank it and all that good stuff on the other side of the break. Here on Decom Descendants.
So we nailed that.
These pancakes are so good.
There's two more.
I don't need
Why stop at 3, you know?
Hi, everybody. Welcome
Go
back. Welcome back.
Have a day.
We're talking Twitches too, as well. Also, let's share our thoughts on it. Before we do, we're gonna share other people's thoughts on it. First, here's some letterbox reviews about Twitches 2. Sammy is asking the question we're all wondering, which is why did they use TOO instead of TWO?
You
There
have
is no
spent
reason for this.
More time on this than any.
Sammy wants to know. Bronwyn.
Okay.
We'll go with that. Just says 5 stars. Snickerdoodle. Emma says 3 stars. Harry Potter wishes it was this good, and Thanos wishes that he was as good as of a villain as Thantos actually was. Peyton says 3 stars. Karsh and Ileana look like the type of couple who approaches you at a bar and says they dig your style and are looking for a third. Molly says 3.5 stars. Every man in this movie is wearing eye makeup, as they should. Adriana says 2 stars. Fake ass Corbin Blue. And Deanna says 2 stars. They're closer.
That guy's a better actor than Corbin Blue.
Oh my gosh.
Said it.
Their
Stand
clothes.
by it.
Deanna says their clothes are so ugly. I'm going to cry. This is a murder. They killed fashion. It's time to share our thoughts on this movie. I know you had thoughts on the dresses, Aaron. Yeah.
You're a girl.
No, she shared a lot of thoughts about
If you
the
had
dresses.
listened to our audio of us watching this movie,
Yes.
Daniel, you would know my thoughts.
I just needed to let you know, using TOO as the second word in a sequel title, or the last word to represent two, started all the way back in 1984, 23 years before this movie was made, and has a long list of theatrical releases that have used that title, usually for comedic effect. The Jerk 2, Fletch 2, Teen Wolf 2. Teen Wolf 2 was a TOO. We watched that movie. Splash 2, Look Who's Talking 2. That's not right. That's got to be Look Who's Talking Now. It wasn't Look Who's Talking 2. No way. 1990? I don't know. Scooby 2? That can't be right. Oh, they changed it to Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Thank God. That would have been something if
Then
they
you
had been
keep-
like Scooby 2.
Dan, you keep reading those. I'm going to go to Aaron. She's going to share her thoughts.
Twitches
on
2.
this
Why did I
one.
get married? 2. Tyler Perry. Joint. Hoodwinked 2. Hood vs. Evil. Route 30 2. Think Like a Man 2.
Aaron, what'd you think
I
of
know
it?
that one.
What'd you think of Twitches 2? TOO.
Scooby 2. Where are you?
You can't name a movie Scooby 2. Scooby, the do is very important.
It's very
to
important.
Scooby.
Do the do.
Do the do. Aaron, Scooby 2. What are your thoughts?
I wish that we had watched Scooby 2 instead of this.
Okay.
Leading up to this movie, Bran had asked me if I had ever seen it, and I said, I don't think so. This could be one of those situations where halfway through the movie, I'm like, oh, yes, this is familiar. I've seen this. I don't know if I've ever seen this movie before. To me, it's so similar to the first one that, after a decade, I don't know. I probably saw it when it came out just because that's who I was as a person, and then immediately never watched it again because they're the same. There's Twitches who are fighting, and then they learn that if they come together, they can give everything. And Thantos is the villain in both movies, and it's just, I don't know.
It's like Halloween Town 2.
Nothing, but at least there's a bit of a new story in that one. It's not Calabar, it's his son. There's we're just bringing back the same villain. We're doing the same thing. It's just, I don't know. They didn't further for me. For me, they didn't further this plot anymore.
They toot it instead of toot it. You know what I mean?
But we could have had, a movie where they're in the Coventry. Is that the name of the country?
Yeah, they said Coventry 1,000 times. Yeah.
Well, the other title for this is The Witches of Coventry. So I was hoping that my guess that the country was called Coventry would pan out.
As good as any.
But they could have been in Coventry learning magic. And instead we get this one scene where Cameron tries magic and just gets herself into, a couple of, she gets stuck in a wall or she breaks a vase. And then we're like, oh, no one's training her on this. She's literally just faking it till she makes it. And so, I don't know. They don't, in my opinion, they don't grow in their magic. They're still hit or miss, much like the first movie. And yet, again, the sole, I don't know, destiny of this land falls to two teenage girls who don't know anything. And I don't know. We could have done a whole lot more. I had a lot of thoughts on the ball gowns that they make these girls wear. Hated them. No, just do better. You had $26.5 million.
So much money.
$26.5 million.
There's no way that's right.
Can't be true.
Just get better ball gowns for these two. I was kind of hoping, because Cameron spends part of the movie running around the castle, getting into hijinks in her ball gown. And I was kind of hoping that it was not the final dress, that it was maybe oh, we're putting this on to make sure the fitting works. And I thought maybe they would change the skirt to match the bodice. And no, we just doubled down. Both girls have mismatched dresses, in my opinion. The one fashion thing that was nice that I noticed was as they're fighting, they have very, very different styles in clothing. And then when they start to get along, their outfits are coordinating. And I thought that was a nice
filmmaking
touch. Yeah. But I mean, filmmaking, but to the point where it was obvious and I noticed it. But I guess great touch for that $26.5 million that you had. I don't know. This is a movie that I didn't want to rank, not because I hated it, but because I don't care about it. And that's tough because I do love Tia and Tamara, but this movie just didn't need to get made.
I just want to pop in and say in 2007, a movie called 28 Weeks Later came out, the sequel to 28 Days Later.
Sure.
It's a zombie film.
Sure.
It was made for $15 million.
Yeah.
There is no world.
There's no way.
Where this movie was $26.5 million. There's no world. That's money laundering. There's no world. Maybe move the decimal. 2.65 million. I could believe that.
Yeah. This movie, it just, I guess overall made me sad.
And 28 Weeks Later is trying to look bad. That was part of the charm is that it's low quality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one did it.
No.
Not trying. They were trying to make it look good.
That's right.
What are your thoughts?
To quote my buddy Dan, thanks, I hated it. Not fun and not necessary. And that's unfortunate. To be number 70 on our list, I just wish it was something else. I wish it was a more momentous occasion.
It's
but
not actively bad. It's just like actively.
You're not putting it number 70.
No.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying
This
this is our 70th
movie. I got you.
It
Okay.
is very low on my list, and we'll get to that. Just from
It's just forgettable.
one of my least favorite things in the world are sequels that suck and don't need to be made, because it just is a waste of doing something new and creative and fun. And so there are some movies that are going to end up being higher on my list just because it was an original idea. And this was just, let's do Twitches again. And it is basically the same thing. And they barely even, there is like this, like a Twitch swap going on here.
Twitch swap.
And they don't really do a lot with that either. And it's inconsequential. And I don't know. I don't need it. I don't want it. And I didn't like it. Dano?
Yeah, I mean, what these two have said, I agree with for the most part, but I think I might be higher on it than both of them. This is the same movie again.
Mhm.
I wasn't super high on Twitch's one. I really think Tamara does a great job in these movies. I think you can tell when it's Tia versus Tamara. I think I might have liked this one a hair more than the first one because of the Twitch swap and because of Patrick Fabian's return scene. That one scene was better to me than anything in the first one. Did it need to be made, to Brand's point? Absolutely not. Is it basically the same movie, to Aaron's point? Absolutely. The first one wasn't in the top half of my rankings. This won't be either, but listening to these two, I think I might have been highest on Twitch's two of any of us, which crazy to think about. But to me, I do think that the floor for this movie is a little high. The floor for Tia and Tamara swapping places in different realms or worlds is just higher than like some of these other franchises. So like for me, Halloween Town is a minted classic. The sequels to Halloween Town show you how low the floor of that series can get. This to me doesn't ever stoop to that. It doesn't ever reach anywhere near the heights of Halloween Town, but it doesn't ever go below the bar of Tia and Tamara swapping places. It doesn't ever go below that bar. And so that helps it, even though it's a movie that is completely forgettable and one that I will never watch again. I definitely find it a quicker, breezier watch than some of the other sequels we've had along the way.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Well,
There
let's
we go.
get to it.
Oh, I don't even know.
Okay, I know.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I
I
don't
can
know
go.
what this movie is.
I find this movie to be slightly less egregious than Z3, but
Oh,
right
dear
there
God.
with it. And so I have it at 61,
You've lost
which
your
is
mind.
one above. I have Z3 at
Z3
62.
is the worst movie on my list. It's 70
I know
or
you.
70.
I know you hate it.
Z3's that was a clear that was an example of no one was trying.
I don't think anyone was trying here.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's right. I think it's, but I do have it above Z3.
That's tough.
I have it above Z3
By one spot.
by one spot.
Okay.
It's the same.
It's in your bottom 10.
Yeah, it's the same idea to me. It's a movie that's just like, hey,
Much more care was taken with this movie than Z3, in my opinion.
I would say a tiny bit amount of more care, about one spot more care.
Z3 is 70 of 70 for me. So
I got it at 61. Nothing's changed in my top 10. Full Court Miracle at 10. Smart House at 9. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off at 8. Cadet Kelly 7. Get a Clue 6. High School Musical 5. Motocrossed at 4. Johnny Tsunami at 3. High School Musical 2. A sequel that needed to be made and improved upon
he hates
the
sequels,
original.
guys.
I didn't say I hate sequels.
hate sequels
I
that
hate
do the same
sequels that
thing, and we could have done something more creative with it.
100%, and they did that with 2. And Brink.
I love that you're like, I just want creative, and you have The Treads Are Bare sports movie at 1 and a sequel that does the same thing at 2.
But I'm not going to take it from you today because I want you to go back and watch Bet on it and tell me that's not the most original, fresh thing
isn't.
you've ever seen.
It isn't. He has a number in the first one. It's just a different number.
He does not have a solo number in the first one.
He doesn't have a solo in the first movie?
No.
A whole number
That's
to
why
himself?
it's such a big
No.
deal.
Okay, so what you're saying is the reason it's a completely different movie is they added a solo for the leading
Well,
man.
the songs are better overall, and Bet on It is a
But it's still
revelation.
the creativity thing. You would still say it's the same movie. It's just better.
Yes.
Okay. Where'd you have it, Aaron?
Guys,
You want me to
one
go?
hurts. No, I have it.
I can go.
have it. Okay. This is going to be a ranking purely based on like a bracket of would I watch this movie again compared to other movies. And so Twitches 2 is going to end up at 45 because I would rather watch it more than Cowbells, but I would rather watch Rip Girls than Twitches 2. So
Rip Girl.
yeah.
Oh no.
Hawaii, guys, it's never going to get
I've heard
better.
this argument before.
65.
Yeah.
You're telling 12-year-old Erin she could inherit
I have it at 65 as
land
well.
in Hawaii?
Rip Girls is a real stinker.
You're a real sticker. 45 for me. It did drop Twitches down a peg for me. I did have Twitches above Halloween Town High, and now it's below Halloween Town High.
Yeah.
And it could change back, but right now I'm just feeling really low on the Twitches franchise. Yep. So my top 10 not changed. Could you imagine if this was in my top 10?
Oh dear God.
I think I would have to kick myself
We'll
off
see
this
where Dan
podcast.
lands.
10, Halloween Town. 9, Get a Clue. 8, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. 7, Phantom of the Megaplex. 6, Smart House. 5, Johnny Tsunami. 4, Right on Track. 3, Cadet Kelly. 2, High School Musical. 1, Moto Cross.
So there are 6 movies that all 3 of us have in our top 10, which is fun.
All right,
Brink?
Dan.
The Brink.
It's not Brink. It's not High School Musical either.
Yeah,
Dan.
shout out to my new High School Musical shirt.
Shout out.
Ooh.
Dan, the Twitches 2 apologist. Where do you have
It didn't. I mean, like, it is better than where you two have it. Barely. I had Twitches 1 at 40.
Sure.
Not high on Twitches 1.
Yeah.
I now have Twitches 2 at 40.
Oh, wow.
Moving Twitches 1 to 41.
Makes
so
sense.
My thinking on this is there are some actively bad movies, and plus Kim Possible and Proud Family, which I think were actively bad to me, and I hated my life watching them.
No, as
but it's
someone
not
who
fair.
has seen Kim
Yeah.
Possible and Proud Family, the TV shows,
Yeah.
I also hated those movies.
So like those two movies,
Proud Family movie is
Wild.
an acid trip.
Wild.
I think that both of those movies end up in my bottom 15 because I didn't watch the television program. But everything else in my bottom 20, 70 to 50, I think are just real bad movies. This movie, 40, is still in that category of these movies aren't very good. But once again, it's a breezy 84 minutes.
That's true.
It
It did go
goes
by
by
pretty fast.
quickly. Patrick Fabian has a good scene. Tamara does a really good job. It is what it is. That you could do worse, but it's not in the top half of these movies for me. And I do think there's several dividing lines. But like when you're talking about Twitches 2 or, Jumping Ship or Cowbells or Go Figure or Stuck in the Suburbs, all those movies to me are kind of like Stuck in the Suburbs continues to get a bump for me because it's so short and it's like, what is going on? And I was entertained. Taron Killam is a rock star, which is crazy.
Voiced by Drew Seeley.
Yeah. So that's 38.
I mean,
Like,
it goes without saying at this point.
Yeah. My top
Voiced by
10
Drew
has not changed. Halloween Town, Full Court Miracle, Scream Team, Get a Clue, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, Phantom of the Megaplex, Johnny Tsunami, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, Cadet Kelly, Moto Crossed.
All right.
Top 10.
All right.
All right.
What is next week, Aaron? Do you recall?
I think it's Minutemen.
I think you're right. I think
Cool.
it's Minutemen. Oh, I'm excited about Minutemen. If I recall, Aaron, you skipped out on Minutemen because boys.
I don't know if I've seen the whole thing. I've seen a part of it. But also in my head, I think that this movie and Hatching Pete are the same movie.
Sure. Same guy, right?
Yes.
So I think what's interesting,
And
Aaron,
so I know I've seen one of them, but I haven't. Or I don't know. I don't know, guys.
we were both at the age where, and this is why Disney is so smart, is they like made movies like that, like if it was a movie that I felt like was geared towards the girls, I was like, I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah.
And then the same thing, like Minutemen is like,
Yeah.
I think it's 3 boys just like goofing off, or 2 boys.
Yeah.
And so I was all in on that. I was like, boy, let's goof with the boys. You know what I mean?
And I will say, if you
I haven't watched it in a long time.
if you
but I'm
read
excited.
Disney High, which I haven't in a few
What?
days, they do talk about the marketing strategy of why a lot of their movies are geared towards girls. But yeah.
All right,
You have it.
very interesting. All right, we'll be back next time with another one. Until then, we're the first to wish you a
Decom
train.
Decom Descendants is a Bramble Jam podcast produced by Brandon Gray and that Greenville Bramble Jam Podcast Network Studios. For more information on our wonderful, lovely, well-organized podcast on the socials, you can go to @Decom Descendants. On the web, you can go to decompodcast.com to watch us watch these movies live. You can go to takethetape.com or bramblejamplus.com for that matter. And for the love of God, leave us an Apple review. Let's get to 300 and watch some more Hillary Duff.